How do you know if you should change your ad creatives, change your offer, your product, or even just shut everything down and start from scratch? This is probably the number one question that I get asked. So in this video, I'm going to answer it once and for all. So if you're struggling to get sales or leads or any other type of conversion and you do not know why this is, then this video is for you. But just before we begin, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that is subscribed on this channel. We just smashed 15,000 subscribers, and although I know that's not big in the grand scheme of YouTube, I never expected to get more than 10 subscribers on this channel when I first started. So it does mean a lot that you guys find the information useful enough to hang around for as long as you have. So thank you for everyone that supports this channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you do have any recommendations for any other video you want to see me do, then please make sure you post it in the comments box down below. I always take on board any kind of recommendations you guys have, and it's always good to get an idea of what you guys are interested in learning about more. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. What do your ad metrics actually mean, and what should you do about them?
So when most people talk about sales funnels, they'll generally sort of draw a funnel that kind of looks like something like this. And in each stage of the funnel, there'll be a buyer's process, okay? But what you have to realize is when you are kind of adding traffic into the top of this funnel, there's going to be blockages at certain stages of it, okay? And for you to be able to be profitable, which is getting all the way through this funnel, all the way down to the purchase here, you need to clear the blockages. So at every single stage, there will be a block that needs to be cleared out. So another way of sort of viewing this is as a pipeline. So if you imagine your sales funnel as just a normal pipeline like this, okay? And in every single stage of that pipeline, there's going to be a block. And each stage has a different reason for that block. So stage one here could be the first block that you may come across is your ad. Your ad isn't performing well. The next stage could then potentially be the landing page. So when people do click the ad and come to your landing page, they're not really converting, whether that's adding to cart, whether that's opting into your email sequence, whatever the reason is, whatever the topic of your landing page is about. If people aren't converting on that page at that first stage, there's a block here in this part. And then once they get past this blockage, they're going to end up either at the checkout, which could be another block, so check out, or it could be a case of they end up getting blocked in your email sequence, or whatever kind of next stage of the funnel you have. So your next block will be here. And ultimately what you want is you want to get them at the end of this funnel into this box where ultimately it's most likely going to be a purchase for your business. So to be able to understand what you need to do at each stage of this funnel here, the stage of this pipeline, is you need to understand the metrics that are being presented to you, whether it's through your advertising platform, whether it's through your email provider, whatever kind of ad tracking, whatever metric tracking you've got, you need to understand it in order to make the changes at the right stage of the funnel. Because if you're driving traffic into your sales funnel here, but nobody is purchasing, you've got zero sales at the back end, and you have no idea whether it's your ad, your landing page, or your checkout or your email sequence, you have no idea what you need to fix. And it's very, very important that you know what you need to fix in order to improve the entire funnel. So if you're driving traffic into your funnel and your ads are totally fine, but you're not getting sales and you think it's your ad, then if you start changing this ad here, you could just end up breaking the funnel and make it even worse. So the way to figure out what you need to do at each stage is to look at the metrics at each stage of the funnel, starting with the first step for the customer, which will be at the ad level. So if you're running ads to your audience and the click-through rate for your ads are less than 1%, it's less than 1%, then you need to fix this. You need to fix your ad because there's definitely something wrong with your messaging. Most of the time it's got nothing to do with the audience, it's most likely to do with the messaging. So you're not connecting with your ideal customer in the right way. You're not making them want to click on the ad to find out more. And it's very important that if you have a less than 1% click-through rate on your ads, you kind of need to improve it, especially when it comes to e-commerce. You need to be looking between a 1 and 2% click-through rate, and if you can get above 2% click-through rate, then that's even better. So anything below a 1% click-through rate, you need to be focusing on improving your ads. Because what you'll find is you can send as much traffic as you want here, but people just won't be clicking. They won't be clicking on the ad, which means you might get the odd few coming in, okay? So you might say, get a few kind of people who do click out of curiosity, they get to the landing page, and then you'll naturally start to see a bit of a drop off until you just end up with nothing, coming in to this stage here, which means you ultimately get nothing into the purchases. Okay, so if your ads are less than 1%, then you need to be improving the ad. Once you've improved the ad and your ad is doing well and you can tick that off, the next stage to look at is on your landing page. When people come to the landing page, you need to be really giving them a sense of trust. They're coming to your website probably for the first time and they have no idea who you are. So at this stage, you'll be looking at your add to cart rate or your opt-in rate. If you're doing something for emails, you'd be looking at kind of these metrics here. And if these metrics aren't within your KPIs, they're not where you need them to be in order to be profitable, you need to be looking at improving the landing page, because there's obviously something wrong with the landing page that's causing people not to want to do any of this. So what you need to do at this point is you need to focus on building trust with your audience in terms of improving the look and the feel of the website. You need to be focusing on the benefits. You need to be focused on the benefits of the products and not just the features. A lot of people talk about the features. They'll say, oh, this is, lightweight material, but they won't ever talk about what the benefit of that lightweight material is. So focus on the benefits and not the features of the product you're trying to sell. If you're focusing more on opt-ins at this stage for email opt-ins and email sequences, then what you can be focused on here is you can focus on building curiosity. So increase the curiosity for the opt-in, make people want to find out more. If people want to find out more, they're more likely to opt in. When it comes to add to carts and you're in e-commerce and you're looking to create add to carts, then what you want to do is you want to focus on the benefits and the trust and things like that in order to get people to add the product to the cart. When it comes to email opt-ins, you want to focus on curiosity and trust. And that's kind of the combination that you need. So focus on curiosity and trust if you're doing email opt-ins. Focus on trust and benefits if you're going e-commerce and you've got add to carts that you're trying to get. Once you get this in line here, you will find that when you start driving more traffic into your ad, your ad's working well because we've already checked it. So this will start to come through and you'll start getting more traffic coming through to the landing page. And then because you've fixed all of this at the landing page level, you're now going to find that you're going to get more people passing through this blockage. And this is what all it really is. This is all the technique is trying to get more people into this pot here. But to do that, you have all of these blockages along the way. And you need to clear these blockages in order to get people in here. So that's the whole strategy, and it's about understanding at which stage you need to fix them. So if your sort of click-through rates are less than 1%, you're fixing your ads. If your landing pages aren't converting at the level you want, when it comes to add to cart, you're probably looking in the region of 7 to 10% of your visitors should be adding to cart. That's a healthy number. Obviously, the higher, the better. When it comes into opt-ins here, you want to be looking at 30 to 40% opt-in rate, if not higher, would be a good kind of opt-in level to be at. So if you can get your kind of landing page within those numbers, you know that the landing page is working quite well. And at that point, you can then move on to the next part of your sales funnel. And then finally, when it comes to the next stage here, when it comes to the checkout or the email sequence stage, what you need to be doing here if you're doing e-commerce is you need to be looking at offering free shipping. You want to be checking for issues at the checkout. Again, can't write very well on this at all. Issues at checkout. And you should also be looking at getting retargeting in place. And your retargeting should be in place for pretty much every single stage of this funnel, no matter where your customers are. So this retargeting is very, very important. And that is really the same for pretty much everything. You want to be retargeting anyone who comes to your landing pages and visits your checkouts and even, watches your ads to a certain level, just so you can recapture them. Because people who are warmed up to you and your brand are more likely to buy from you than the people that aren't. And if you are doing an email sequence in the back end of it, if you're building leads, then your email sequence really all comes down to messaging. You have to focus on the messaging for your customer during that email sequence to make sure that the emails that you're sending are connecting with them at the level they would want. Ultimately, what that will do is it will drive more people into this next stage. And same with the checkout, more people will start to come through. And as more people start to come through this checkout, you will find that more people start to buy. So that is basically how you improve this entire kind of sales funnel in order to become profitable with your business. You have to understand the metrics at every single stage of the funnel, understand where you need to fix it, and then fix everything so you end up in this purchase pot where people just end up buying from you constantly. Then once you do have everything in place, what you will find is the traffic just flows straight through. There's no issue. It goes straight here into your purchase pot. So you run your ads to your cold traffic. They go all the way through your funnel. There's no blockages along the way, and they just end up coming into purchases. You're always naturally going to have people who drop off at each stage because that's just the way it is. You'll always have a bit of a drop off, but this is where you start getting to that level where you have to make 1% tweaks. You make tiny little tweaks to each stage to try and improve it. 1% changes, 1% improvements into each stage of the funnel can really improve the overall profitability of your business. And then obviously everybody who does end up dropping out at these stages, you want your retargeting. And I really, really can't write with this pad. So there's retargeting. You want to retarget every single person that drops out, so you ultimately bring them back around here.
Once you've improved all of those stages of your funnel, you should be reaching your objective at a sustainable level. If you have done everything you possibly can and you still don't seem to be getting results, then that is the time you can consider changing the product. But really, a lot of the time, it's most likely because of the messaging and how it isn't aligned, plus a certain element of trust. Ultimately, you have to see the sales funnel as a pipeline. If the pipeline is blocked, then you won't be profitable. Clear the blockage, whether it's your ads or your landing pages or your checkout process, and the sales will start to come in. If you want to learn more about Facebook ads, then I'm currently accepting people into a private mentorship program where I work with you personally over the next 90 days to build and launch a dropshipping business. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, then click the link below this video and book in a free 15-minute discovery call to see if it makes sense for us to work together at a higher level. If you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button to learn more about how to increase conversions across your business. And if you found any of the content useful in this video, then make sure to hit that like button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one.